Hi lovely people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Atolagbe and this is where I talk about making fashion and share with you tips to help you make clothes you're actually proud to wear. Today we're going to talk about how to make a blind hem stitch using your sewing machine and a blind hem foot. Now, for many who may not know, a blind hem stitch is a stitch that is used to finish the hem of your trousers or skirt or blouse or whatever, such that this stitching is almost invisible on the right side of the fabric. Now, a lot of people already achieve that using hand, by hand stitching, but it is actually faster and you can achieve more precise results if you made use of your machine alongside with a blind hem foot. But then I realized that there are people who may not have a blind hem foot. So what we're going to do is to have a tutorial with the blind hem foot as well as one with the normal zigzag foot. And I'm going to do this tutorial using my Brother GS2700 sewing machine that comes with a blind hem stitch. So if this sounds like something that can help you level up your sewing skill, definitely keep watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video and turn on the notification button. I know that's a lot to do, but don't forget to do all of that in order to see more content like this in the future. Let's get into the video. So this is what a blind hem foot looks like. As you can see, it looks a lot like a zigzag, normal zigzag foot, but with this extension to the right that you can screw tighter or screw looser. It can even go up. Okay, so this will serve as a guide for our blind hem stitch. As you can see, as you screw it tighter, it moves further to the left. You're going to see how that works further in the video as I do the actual stitching. Now I'm going to move on to choosing the right stitch on my sewing machine. It's stitch number 4. It's a combination of straight stitches, including a zigzag stitch that faces the left, that points to the left. Okay, also I'm going to choose my stitch width. My sewing machine comes with recommendations for the width and the length, so if you have your own manual, definitely look at it. Mine is between 3 and 5 for stitch width. I usually just settle for a 4, but sometimes I realize that a 3 is even better for me. Next up, I'm going to choose the right stitch length. My sewing machine again recommends a 2. Next up for me is to install the blind hem foot. I'm going to get rid of the presser foot right here. Yep. I'm going to carefully align the blind hem foot under the shank of the sewing machine, and I will use my presser foot lever to drop down the shank onto the bar of the presser foot, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to keep doing that until it snaps in place and they both come back up together. I have ironed and folded my fabric right here. As you can see, if you have a serger, you can serge and only fold once, but I've folded twice. Now we're going to fold back the body of the fabric such that the hem is under and the body is on top, and we're going to align it under the blind hem foot like this. The guide that I mentioned earlier must only slightly touch the fold of the body, that fold that we just created, and we're going to stitch such that the straight stitches are at the right side of this fabric and the head of the zigzag only barely catches the left side of the fabric. Just look at how that works. Again, I'm going to repeat myself. The blind hem stitch is a combination of straight stitches and zigzag stitches. We're stitching such that the straight stitches are at the right side of the fabric and the head, the tip of the zigzag only slightly catches the left side of the fabric, such that when we're done stitching and we open up the fabric and align it normally, what we have is something that looks like this. So I deliberately chose a contrasting thread for this so that we can see how it looks, but if this were black it would be nearly invisible. I wanted to make it even more invisible. So as promised, this is the blind hem stitch with a zigzag foot. Now there is no guide here, but we can still make it work. Just try it on scrap fabric before you go ahead and do this. This is how it looks. It's not as consistent or as precise as the blind stitch foot, but it still works. If this is all you have, you can definitely practice so often that you perfect it. Thank you for watching. I will see you in my next video.